Hello, everybody. When I watch the world today, man, after doing all that time in prison and reading all the books that I've read, and just studying the world, and even being the age that I am, and have, for a person like me, I've been through a lot and I've seen a lot. And I always say, and I always feel, and I've had a lot of other people say the same thing, that when you go through trauma, you understand trauma. So when you go through a war in the world, you understand what a war in prison could be like. And wars in prison are just as dangerous to the people that are in prison as the wars are to the people that are in the wars in the world. It's just as dangerous for us in there. And I bring this up for a reason. Because my wife's with me, and I was telling her a story about how a lot of these wars that we go over and we have, they're really, when you get to the basis of it, they're really, what are they about, man? They're about stuff that doesn't belong to us. And you look at like what's going on over there right now and in Palestine and in Israel, and you go, well, I remember one time being in the jail where we all had weight courts. And, I had a weight court, and I'm not gonna lie, I worked out a lot when I was in prison for a long, long time, and then some stuff happened at the end of my bid, and I had to stop with the way that the prison system was set up. But I worked out for a long time. I was really into powerlifting and everything, and so I cared about my weight court. My weight court was my weight court. That was my property. I would have fought and killed for it, and everybody that was with me would have fought and killed for their weight court or their regular court that they hung out on. And I remember one in particular time, there was a crew that felt that some people had more land than the other. They had too much stuff and they didn't deserve it. So they ran over on these three kids and slapped them up and told them, "Don't come out no more, I'm taking your stuff." Well, a lot of dudes that were out there that they didn't know were watching. And they were like, oh, wait a minute, what are you doing over there? This is sacred land. You don't touch sacred land, man. You don't do that. And everybody ignited. Started fighting. Boom, boom. We're fighting. Bars are flying. Weights are everywhere. Garbage cans. It was ridiculous. The guards start throwing tear gas in the yard. Then they chamber their weapon. Boom! You hear it go off. Everybody's on the ground. We all get dragged in. We're all tear gas, sweaty, beat up. Then we're in our cells. They rip all of our cells apart. They take all of the stuff that we've collected that we really care about. They call it contraband. Well, what's contraband to you is really important to me. And they take it. They don't care. Kick in your front door, take it. Even if you're not part of it. That's what really kills me about this. If you're the person that's just sitting in your cell and decided, I ain't going out today, they're still going to kick in your door and do the same thing to you that they did to me if I was out there. We all get the same punishment. And that's just crazy. So we all got the same punishment. And we're sitting there and we get off of the lockdown and we come out and we all go out to the yard, and funniest thing in the world is the weight courts are all locked up. Ain't no more weight courts. Nobody got nothing. Everybody's grumbling. Everybody's mad. But you see, they kind of got us. And they kind of got us because we won our weight courts back and we were just on lockdown. So we're not going to act up again. The reason why we're not going to act up again is because we've been shown a lesson. So it takes months and months and months and months and months and months and months for you to get back your stuff. And then when you do get back your stuff, they've now delegated. They've stepped in and they've taken the little bit of rights that you may have thought you had. You may have thought you had them. And they've said, nope, now everybody gets exactly the same amount. Nothing is different. If you don't, and in fact now, nobody can work out on the same court every day. You got to rotate it now. So all of us get punished. Even people that aren't involved get punished. People that have been working out in the same spot for years, years and decades. I mean decades. Because when you're in prison, that prison is your world. That prison is your life. So you may have been in one prison for 30 years. You've been at that same pile for 30 years. And now the government comes and tells you, it's no longer, that's it. I don't care how much you love it. And in the back of your mind, you've always known, man, I don't really own any of this. I don't really have any choice in anything that goes on. And I just want to say, man, that really pisses me off because it's not fair when people just can't get along and they're fighting over what? What are they fighting over? They use us to fight over what? They use us like we're kindling. It's the same thing in prison, man. And the world and prison have become the same. And that's scary. You might not agree with it. That's fine, but it's just my feelings.